What's going on, everybody? My name is Austin. You are back with BurgerFi Gaming. We're here once again with Madden 21 Face of the Franchise Quarterback Edition. We're going into the off
There were
season.
some incredible players this year. Tommy Matthews, for instance, had a spectacular season. But it's the other half of the Heartbreak Kids that really stood out, mainly because he didn't quite live up to his counterpart on the field. These two guys have been battling it out as frenemies since high school, and that rivalry doesn't seem to be dissipating anytime soon. Tommy clearly outclassed his friend in the early stages of their career, kind of like Peter Schrager and I, only in this case, I'm Tommy. But seriously, even though Tommy may have the upper hand at this stage, I wouldn't count out his other half just yet. We've seen what he's capable of as a game changer in the past. So, if he can keep growing as a player, I think this rivalry can even out, unlike the one Peter and I have.
Wow, shots fired, I think.
After such a great end to the season, contract negotiations were quick and easy. I was just happy to be sticking around long term. After the deal was done, there was a moment to reflect on everything that had happened.
Congrats on the contract, my man. The work is just beginning, though. My suggestion is to hit the gym and hit the film room all off season. Who'll be watching? Jarvis Landry. His work ethic and off-season regimen is insane. Want to get to work and come back next year a completely different player. Perfect, glad to hear it. You're locked in. If you need anything in the offseason, just reach out. Anyway,
The season had just ended, but I couldn't wait to put my pads back on.
three-year contract. Yay! You've unlocked new ability. Go to your player card to equip it. 250 legacy. Alright, well, I don't know what gift wrap is, but let's see if I can find out.
After that, your career was off and running.
At the end of the day, the contract they presented was more than enough, and I was happy still to continue playing for the team. I left the office that day feeling good about the years and the games ahead.
Alright. Awkward stare off there. I'm going to go see what gift wrap is. I don't know, I don't see it. Huh. Cool. Still can't unlock this one. But oh well. I could unlock pro reads, which would be nice, but I really don't use it that often. Alright, let's see what's up. Alright, returning from a serious injury is too much for many players to overcome. After an injury forces you to sideline, you've got to find it in yourself to return to form and reestablish yourself as one of the NFL's best. When did I get injured? As players get
As
into the
players
later...
get into the later stages of their career, oftentimes it's an injury that leads to retirement.
After an injury like that, it takes some time to regain the strength to push the ball down the field.
Damn, they're taking everything from me. Man, that sucked. It took everything. But I've already played through this once on my own, so I kind of know the injury thing. But it still sucks because I just got my my HP, my experience where I kind of want it to be, where I'm feeling good about it, and it just drops. It's like, oh my god. Hey, you're simming the entire season? Come on. Is it injured this long? Oh, okay, so I'm injured for an entire season. That's what's up. What, did I break my knees? Yeah, see, I fell all the way down to 72, which is awful. Alright, welcome my field general. Play action, throw accuracy short, and throw power. I'm going to do it again. To help. Which all helped my throw power. I gotta go all the way back up. Man, that sucks. I'm gonna play off game post injury. Okay. See what I can do since you took all my good stuff. Hey man, heard the training staff cleared your return to action. Glad to hear you worked your way back. How are you feeling? Think you'll give it a go this week? Feeling old. Conflicted, man. I feel good, but I'm rusty. I don't want to be the guy who forced himself back into lineup despite not being ready. If you think long and hard about this decision, it could end up shaping the rest of your career. G gold for maximum legacy and XP. Yeah, I know. Man, I worked so hard to get all that. Now it's just throwing me down into the pit of darkness and injury. And it is bull. Anyway. Doop, boop, 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 boop.
Gentlemen, you saw exactly what I saw there. Their offense has been talking smack about us all week. All week. Let's go out here and have a good day so we can prove them wrong when it comes game time.
Just need to complete a pass? Okay. He spun him back around, tried to catch him. We ain't pass not completed. That was so completed. Hold on. That is bull. That pass was 100% completed. Mess with me like that. Come on now. Dad, I was pressing that way and he still threw it that way. So that's not my fault, but it kind of is because I'm the one that threw it.
You know what, man? That was pretty darn good. And you know what really gets me excited? The fact that I know.
Shaking the rust off.
With a playoff game in just a few days, everyone was waiting to find out if I'd be returning this week or if I'd hold off and hope for a win so I could possibly return in a later round. It was without a doubt one of the toughest decisions in my career.
The trainers cleared you, but you have to be rusty, and that could hurt the team. You could re-injure yourself as well. It's worth playing this weekend. I'm playing the game. I can't think about future playoff rounds or next season when I know I won't be playing this week. I trust in my abilities, the training staff, and in my rehab. Yay!
With a playoff
Why am I wearing loafers?
everyone was
Am I not wearing socks?
This week or if I'd hold off
Ugh.
for a win so I could
Gross.
return in a later round.
People wear socks, or people wear shoes without socks. Just, ugh. Yeah, you too, nasty. Suiting up. Negative 50 morale for your entire team. Oh, my team doesn't trust me. That's depressing. Have to upgrade. And work on my field general again. My morale is hurt. It's my feelers. Okay. Wild card, and we're playing the Bills. Fun.
I had no idea how the team would react on or off the field to my return. But deep down, I knew it was what I needed to do.
You're greatest, bro. We're glad to have you back there with us for the Super Bowl run. What's your mindset this week? Stick with the game plan. Ready to second guess the game plan the coach put in place. We're in good hands.
Returning from an injury like this wasn't going to be easy. And in this situation, we needed to make the smartest possible decision so I could be effective all game long.
25 pass blocks the entire O-line next game. And 285 passing and rushing yards. I think that's just me, though. I think that's not like, oh, you have to do it with your whole team. I think it's just me. Which makes it a little more difficult. Somehow, I need to figure out how to win with my overall going from 86 or 85 down to 72. Which is awful. It's absolutely awful, and I hate everybody for it.
Today, from First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, it's the AFC Divisional Round Playoffs on EA Sports.
This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Wait a second. Who's that on my outside here? We're having a tight end. Here's some bright. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Weird.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's caught by the tight end, Harrison Bryant. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Well, Charles, the big story today, obviously the courageous return to one of the league's best quarterbacks. When he was injured during an early season victory, the assumption was that he'd be out for the rest of the season. Well, we found out this week that this is not the case.
And you have to give him a lot of admiration and props for working his way back from what was thought to be a serious injury. And it's natural for him to want to be back out on the field. Remember, when he got hurt, this team was pouring up. I also think we have to question whether or not he should be out.
Oh, I forgot he was over there.
The
Yeah, I gotta be careful with those throws.
They have to wonder whether it's worth having him out there if he's not 100%.
Second and 10.
I'm 100%. That's fine.
But no snow. And I gotta say, if it's gonna be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 39. Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. A nice pass there. And Charles, how important do you think it is that the coaching staff helps him get in a good rhythm early on?
Partner, I think it's very important.
Oh,
because not only
keep forgetting, I can't run out of the pocket like I like to. I have to set my feet.
How healthy he actually is and what his timing is going to be out on the field. So getting him comfortable, getting him success early, that's a big part of this game plan and a big part of what this coaching staff has to do.
Throwing again here on second down, this time complete. And he's going to get this.
Oh, got one. Had to get hit by another.
2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball.
Oh, I didn't do that.
It just happens naturally.
Oh.
And
he is into the end zone.
Oh,
Touchdown.
I almost messed that one up.
Odell Beckham, 27 yards. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive.
Boom.
One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go?
This offense ready to head back out there as they'll take over with a little over a minute to play in this first quarter. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They throw again on 2nd down. This one's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 16 yards.
87 yards. Only got like 200 to go.
This was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up real.
Oh, I had him open.
They take him down. The Bills get to him.
Epinesa. I don't know who it is.
Would not be denied. That's a loss.
Apparently not. They want that. We didn't want Beckham going for a touchdown.
Make amends on a 2nd down and 17. And he rifles one incomplete. Trying to get it.
I don't even know what to say about that. That was
and it's 3rd down.
bullshit.
And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they
I
get
can't even
the sack
see.
on first down, then they
My
force
internet
pass.
cut out.
Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And Robinson with a big catch.
Well, good thing I caught that, because I cannot see.
Made at the Bills 43. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Bills 3.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it, eluding the pressure.
Oh, my.
Right. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham.
If you were setting everything, you can't tell me that shouldn't have been a good
As soon
pass.
as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short.
Face
In this
mask.
case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
Got him.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
The hell was that?
Oh, you saw that one.
He was in front and then he was behind.
Throwing back across his body.
Oh, fuck off.
Off at the 12.
Literally, he was in front of him and then he got behind him. That's not how that works.
Offense will take over and they will have the football at their own 20-yard
That is
line.
bull.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And quickly into the hands of Robinson.
Oh, dang.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. And that's caught by the tight end, Bryant. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. 2nd and 1. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 17-yard line. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a 1st down as well. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. From 17 yards out, and the Browns add 6 to their lead. So this offense will head back out there.
Not a lot of plays.
Field position thanks to the interception.
I still have like 90 yards to go.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away.
I'm okay with
that.
that.
It does get away and it's second down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 11 yards there, first down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend.
Nice. I'm gonna try to run it in, but I saw like I follow me, so.
4 yards of it. All right, the offense back on the field here. Let's see what they can do on this play. Back to throw now on first down.
I
Into heavy traffic and it's intercepted.
could have sworn he was supposed to cut out and he didn't.
27, and his guys are going to get.
So I just read the play wrong. That was on me.
So now this offense will take over and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line.
I'm never this terrible, and I can't see the field.
Trying to shake
Damn
up the interception.
shitty internet.
Drive, he'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he is tackled inside the 40.
Come on, get up, get up, get up, get up.
To the 35. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Excuse you.
Down there, but it's incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
Can't believe that worked.
He is into the end zone.
I was trying to get closer to the field goal. I got my goal. I got it. Now I can take it a little easier in the second half by just running sometimes instead of throwing all the time.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over.
Never mind. They don't want him to run at all.
Struggles just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Bastards.
Having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
2nd and 10 here as we sit in the third quarter of this divisional round matchup. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right.
Oh, he had it and then dropped it. God, you piece of I hate everything.
Certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
No, because Chubb's ineffective, and I'm...
The punt as he gets this one away.
Get out of here.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Bills will take over the...
Let me run the ball so I don't have to throw all the time. Tired of throwing.
Back out onto the field as they'll take over here in the final minute of this third quarter. Now Chubb. This will be stopped about 2
Thanks.
yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They give the Chubb out of the gun. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 yards on the play, first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Handoff comes to Chubb. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They go with Chubb on 2nd down, and he'll go down at the 28.
You just completely missed his block.
First down.
I mean, it's whatever. We got the first down, but you should block that.
I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
At the 28-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
All right.
And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 17-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. A give. This is Chubb. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. And they give this time to the tail.
That was a bad read.
And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13.
The ball carrier.
2 yards on the
Where's my
first
internet?
down
We're
carry,
doing this
and
fluctuation
2 yards
crap.
on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down.
Landry, what the hell was that?
And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
On for the field goal.
The kick by Tavecchio is good. And that will make this now an 18-point ball game.
On 2 o'clock, try to get out of here.
This offense will get another shot at it as they'll quickly head back onto the field. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way.
That wasn't nothing.
7, 8, 9,
You're a bum. You're a bum. No, I'm kidding. Chubb is good. Bills are a good team. Their defense is punishing, but you're gonna have to like it.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry.
Nice.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jarvis Landry. His second. So now we're in the final minute of the game in the 4th quarter as this offense gets ready to take over. They begin this drive with Chubb. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. Second down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll slip his
That's
way
the
up
game. I don't need
across
to do
the
nothing.
30 to the 32.
I'm not even going to pick a play.
32-yard line. That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3. Today,
They are on to the next round of the playoffs, and the story will be the gritty, gutsy effort by one of the league's best QBs.
And he certainly proved the naysayers wrong today, partner. No doubt about that. Now, overall, an up-and-down performance, but he did enough for his team to get the win.
Yeah, that was not my
To the
best
next
performance.
round. He and his team both have to have confidence and believe that he'll be better the next time out.
There we go. Now I can skip it. Yay! Yay! Whoa. That was a weird cutscene.
After the game, I was even more sore than I expected I would be. I suppose that should have been a sign that the news I'd be getting from Coach wasn't great.
So we talked about with the doctor this morning, and the results weren't encouraging. We're going to be sitting you down for the year. I'm so sorry, kid. That's heartbreaking. I promise you this, Coach. I'm going to be working and rehabbing 24/7, so that way when I come back, I'm better than I ever have been. Come on, how are you going to sit me? That's bull.
The news was devastating, especially since I'd already worked so hard to come back from this injury once. But because I had to come back once, I knew that with a cautious approach, I could come back again.
10 to strength, lost 10 acceleration, knocked out of playoffs. See, that wouldn't happen if you just played me. Just saying. That is bull. Come on. Let me play. Thank you. After a heartbreaking postseason loss and a reactivated injury, one of the NFL's brightest stars returns with something to prove. Damn right I am. Prove shouldn't have sat me down.
I don't think I've ever been as nervous for the regular season as I was when I returned from injury. Felt like a rookie again. Only this time I knew I had even more to prove.
Wasn't sure if you'd be back. We're all excited that you are. I gotta admit though, I'm curious about something. What motivated you to return? When it's my time to retire, I'm going on my own terms, not because of an injury. I still have a lot to offer this team.
I knew my time to step away would come eventually, but it would be a choice that I made, not a choice made for me because of an injury.
Damn right. Gain 10 speed, 10 acceleration, 10. Oh, all my stuff come back? I think mostly everything came back anyway. That'd be nice if I go back to, being like an 85 overall. 77. Not great, but, what can I do? I'll work on my strong arm. Week 1, we'll be seeing return of a heartbreak kid who is eager to show fans that despite a serious injury last year, he's still a star. 350 team yards on offense, okay, so I can actually run this game. Cool. So I run the offense like I want to. Which is, running and passing. Now, sorry about it being so quiet during these no cussings and stuff. I turned the music off to avoid copyright claims on my YouTube channel, which you can also find as
Today,
BurgerFi Gaming.
from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, it's week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports.
It is still summer in the Midwest and a pleasant summer day as we are set for football at... Nothing on the scoreboard, 0-0 as the offense gets ready to take over the football. They run on first down as they get about 3, 2nd and 7 forthcoming.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Ow.
A dump off here complete.
4 yards.
The pass.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made.
Nowhere to
Oh, come on, bitch!
by the Chiefs. He has brought this one back.
Guys, come on. Nobody was open, didn't have a chance.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, the end of
Not having a great game.
And it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves.
Not a great start anyway.
Offensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Plenty of excitement in this stadium and all throughout the league as we kick off another NFL season, and there's no shortage of storylines to keep an eye on across the NFL. But, Charles, what has you most intrigued about this matchup we're about to see?
Well, it's almost embarrassing to admit because it's essentially low-hanging fruit, but I'm as eager as everyone at home to see the return of one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Patrick Mahomes? What happened to him?
Last year, but he admitted that might have been a premature return. Now with an entire offseason, training camp to prepare, he's ready to lead his team again.
2nd and 5. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And down to the 27-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Well, certainly they're hoping that he continues to pile up those completions. And, Charles, we heard him go on record and say during the offseason he kind of reevaluated his approach to the game. So, with that being the case, what are you expecting to see from him this year?
And one of the things you pointed out before we even got to this game was just how refreshingly honest he was.
Ooh, that might work.
How the injury forced him to change
Kind of what that cornerback on the left side does.
I think that he knew that in order to be successful moving forward, he had to take film study a little more seriously, take care of his body a little bit better, and really get back to the basics of the game and focus on the mechanics. And I think that he's ready to roll now.
That one goes for 24 yards. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you
get in there. Nice.
Touchdown, Browns. Taking it. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he's going to
nice run.
A gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just
not quite as much.
Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
A gain of 3, second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up.
Damn it.
And he's taken down.
Chris Jones, can you, like, do something other than jump my ass? I don't have time to deal with you today.
So far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
Catch it. What?
He bats it away, and it falls down
The
incomplete.
fuck? What's that?
Down on that drive, and that's it. Forced to take the deep shot on 3rd down and couldn't hit it. Now they have to punt this one away.
I don't know what the hell that was.
Team on now as this one's sent away.
Get out of here.
So a change of possession here on.
Oh, that's not good.
And it's Chiefs football.
I'm about to lose to Kansas City, which is fine. They're a great team, but damn it, I hate the blocking.
Will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Cleveland.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And finding the tight end Hooper. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. That's a staple of this offense.
Yes!
They'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham.
I don't think I can get down the field that quick, but I'll try.
Take the field here. They will have the football with less than a minute to go in the 1st half.
Got 32 seconds, 1 touchdown, or 1 timeout? Yeah, no way, but...
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Gonna let one fly.
Oh, pass interference.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Defense. Are you serious?
So flag
Yeah, I'm
for the
serious.
Contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
We're good.
That's because you spent too much time with me.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll side with you on this one. This is the correct call.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away.
Can I get some decent play calling? I don't like any of these plays.
2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Flushed out right. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that'll bring them back within 4. 21. This offense ready to get back out there as they'll have the football to start the 3rd quarter. They'll start the 3rd quarter here on the ground. They get him down.
He was not going down.
Takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
All right, let's check.
Coming in, he really likes
We'll
his
try that
chance
one.
of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
They run again on 1st down. Chubb. It'll
I'm
be a
good with that.
pickup of 10 yards, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
7 yards there and a first down. We couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Oh God, I didn't see him coming up.
Almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
That tackle's getting old. He's got to break one of those
He'll
occasionally.
be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 16. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now they return to the ground game.
I thought
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard.
I thought my tight end was going to block that guy, but he didn't.
Rashawn Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 12-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. To the goal line,
Ooh.
but it's incomplete.
That was blocked before it even got past the line of scrimmage. We're talking about to the goal line.
It'll be 3rd down.
Gotta get real close to it.
On 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun.
God.
Look to throw. Flush to
No.
his right. He can run for it, and he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. A 12-yard touchdown run.
I saw Jones come. I was like, no.
Taking the
Just took off.
lead.
Well, they were backed up on 3rd and goal, and when you saw him start to score.
So now this offense will take
Well, like 100 yards to get, 105
at their own 20-yard line.
within the next 6 minutes, I think. No, it's a 6-minute quarter, so 7 minutes, 54 seconds.
And he'll give it here to his right.
I'm trying to avoid Jones and everybody else.
For only 1 yard up to the 21.
Jones is hard to deal with in this game.
Up there in the middle of the line, a lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Steps away to his left.
I don't know how I caught that, but I'm glad he did.
Caught by Landry. And all the way down to the 39. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Chubb on 1st down, able to work his way forward for about 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a
That was a quick juke.
significant
Poof. Gone.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 21.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Browns first down.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st down, Chubb able to get forward for about 4 as he's taken down. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense.
If you're hungry, eat.
Timeout. What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Eluding the pressure right.
No, I'm fine. You can have
For
it.
the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Pretty lucky to get the football back. Had his target out there waving the arms, saying I'm open, but maybe didn't see him quick enough.
And I know the jokes are always about defensive backs' hands. What really actually happens, you don't get many opportunities. You get over anxious and you start to think about taking it away and going the other way instead of focusing and catching the ball.
What the hell was that? Why did Hooper come forward?
Pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Both offenses have
Gotta get like 42 yards left. Yeah.
We'll see if that trend continues. A run for Nick Chubb. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Oh, I was hoping I could get just past him.
Watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. He takes this from the 30 to the 34. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down. This is something you got
3 yards away.
Defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down if they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up. That'd be the time.
Yeah, I got it.
At the 45-yard line, a 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
And again, it's Chubb. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
A bad idea.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Oh, that was a bad idea, too.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Number 1, 54 seconds. A lot of timeouts.
The final minute of the game in
It's
the
fine.
4th quarter as this offense gets ready to take over. Back to throw. He's got Hooper on the short connection.
All right, come on.
This will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup.
I can't see my plays. That was bullshit. I wasted all that time, and I couldn't even see my plays.
First of their 3 timeouts. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
Why give me all these crappy plays? I don't like running vertical plays. It's dumb.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right.
Get out. Nice.
I think he got that with one hand. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
I'm about to do a disservice to the catch we just saw. One-handed, coming down with it, just like that. Yeah, I know. Odell Beckham Jr. We're used to this, aren't we?
We are.
And that's just wrong on every level. That was spectacular.
That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Good.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. They still got 2 timeouts. Got to start using them, don't they?
You absolutely have to. You save them for this situation, but you have to use them.
And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. 2 for 2 on the afternoon.
Yes!
Third would win it. And his kick is right there. It's good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have...
Yeah!
He couldn't ask for a better start to the season than this
Oh,
one.
do not like playing
Put
Can't
too
Say.
much stock in it, but a week 1 win really a return for a quarterback that they weren't sure would ever get back to what he once was.
And you and I both know there'll be a lot of debate about whether or not he's better today than he has in the past. But what's not a debate, they won the game. And in the process, I do think a lot of
the hair glitch is so funny.
As a starter, look just a little bit foolish.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Kansas City, so long, everybody.
Bye. Oh, boy. Oh, that was a rough one. Oh, my chest hurts. Oh. That last part there, when I tried to speed up the clock and it wouldn't show me any plays I could use, that was dumb. And it almost cost me.
I was pleased with how I played, and it felt like Coach's confidence was returning also. I really believe we had a decent chance of turning the season around.
Looks like it turned things around last week, but at this point we're still a long shot to make playoffs. How are you going to help us get there? Hard work. Wasn't a guy in the NFL who worked harder than me in the offseason, and that hard work isn't going to be wasted on a season without a playoff appearance. Yeah. What did you work on? Passing accuracy. Sounds like you're ready to be unleashed. It's time to let the league know you're back in full force. I just outthrew Patrick Mahomes in yardage anyway. Isn't that enough? Anybody can throw more yards than Mahomes is a beast.
Simple conversation can be such a turning point, but in retrospect, we probably had already reached the turning point by then.
Regain the magic. Yeah. I'm gonna get all my stuff back and be better than what I have been. I still don't put me at a 77. We'll sim through some seasons here, and then once it comes back, I'll do all the extra stuff and all on the episode. So I do have other things I want to record tonight, and it's already almost 8 o'clock. I didn't play anything else the rest of the season. $12-3, that's not terrible. There's some upgrades. 2 skill points. I'm going to work on my strong arm. And I'm going to work on my strong arm. Believe it or not. Alright. Okay, so that's it for me on this episode, guys. So, as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe. If you have any suggestions, give me tips or comments, put in the comment section below, and I'll see you all in the next episode.